Hello everyone! Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different than usual. I decided to show off some of my recently created Mario Maker multiplayer versus levels. As you know, I've already made a world in Mario Maker, but I've made a few versus levels recently, and I want to show them off and let you try them for yourselves with your friends and see if you have some fun with it. Let's begin. The first level I made was called Sky High Obstacle Course. Fall Guys inspired. No enemies or hazards, conveyors to bring you back to checkpoints. Now, my checkpoints in here were made out of tall pipes with clouds on one side and one-way walls on the other to stop you from, falling back to the previous section, because that would be sad. So as you can see, it's not too bad. I imagine this would be chaos in multiplayer. There's some seesaws there. I ran a little bit too fast right there, but that's okay, because again, conveyors. And you have to use the seesaws to get up to the new platform. And, yeah. And here I made sure you have to, that's a bit of a tricky jump right there. You have to stand on one side of the seesaw to lower it, and then, do a short hop to the next platform. Now, on these you have conveyor belts and bumpers that can get in your way in the jumping. So you'd want to avoid those. And then this bumper you want to actually use to your advantage. And that's just a really fast conveyor forward to slide down. Then we got this ice and bumper section right here. These sort of act like the wrecking balls from, the Fall Guys obstacle courses. And I fell off there. That section's got a little fast conveyor and another bumper. You gotta be very careful. So I also put pipes up top that you can't see just yet. But yeah, these pipes. So you can't just bounce over everything. And that's basically the level. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that one. This one has a bit of a reset mechanic with the checkpoints and whatnot, since there's pits you can fall into. And I'm pretty proud of that one. Next up, we've got Bounce Town, another harmless multiplayer versus obstacle course. Loads of bumpers and trampolines. So, as the description implies, I just littered this thing with trampolines and bumpers. So at the very beginning we got a small corridor, which is just chaos. It's just going to be chaos, players trying to jump over each other. I think then we got that one opens up a bit for the most of the level. You just need to avoid everything. Even those little springs right there. Here's some jumps you gotta make. There's some ice on the last platform to slip you into the spring. You can jump over, you can jump onto that bumper right there to save some time by not avoiding the slow conveyor belt. There's some more springs and bumpers. This is just a section of a mess of springs, just to be silly. And then here's a tight corridor where you have to interact with everything, and you just gotta get through as fast as possible. A very nightmarish tunnel. And that's the whole level. Yeah? That one might be a little bit more frustrating to some, but I think it would be a healthy amount of chaos for multiplayer. Last up, we've got Perilous Poison Cave. A multiplayer versus survival course. If you get pushed into the poison, you lose. This one is a lot different than the other two I just showed you. They're not just structureless races to the end. Now, we've got a mechanism to start. And these pipes will all drop you onto 2 flimsy lifts, which, in theory, it doesn't look very clean here, but in theory, it should act as one when all 4 players drop onto it at the same time. And, yeah, essentially this one is a lot like Block Party. So, you just gotta avoid moving the walls while you're taken along on these platforms. It starts off pretty easy, and then slowly gets harder, eventually adding things like bumpers and flying springs, and then a really tight section of hard blocks at the end. So yeah, so here we go. Here's one where you have to jump through the gaps. Not too difficult, but if there were a lot of players here, it can cause a lot of chaos and then bumping into each other and whatnot. Yeah, I imagine this could be a little hectic with 4 people. Here's the bumpers. These can easily knock you off the sides if you're not careful. So, watch out for those. But, now we've got little gaps between the bumpers that you have to go through. The last one being only 2 tiles high. It's a little hard to get through. I originally had a 1 tile high gap there, but I thought that was too slow and too much of a bottleneck. So I got rid of it. Here's some flying springs that are only really going to affect you if players are bouncing off each other. Except for that one. That one's basically at ground level. Here's the really tight section. You've got to quickly make a running jump up to the top of those, and then weave your way through. Here's a pipe. And then just in case multiple people get here, this platform starts going the other way at first to give a little time for the other person. And then one last little section for the players to get through. And the first player to touch the flag will win. And ideally, it would be the last player standing, but that may not be the case in every situation. But yeah, there's a survival level for you. Yeah, that's about all I have from the levels department. I thought it would be cool to show off these levels. You know, I think they could be fun with a lot of people. If you want to try them out, the maker IDs will be, the course IDs will be in the description. And yeah, try them out. Have some fun with your friends with them if you want. Yeah, download them to your Switch and try them out. Anyway, this is the Tomato Watcher. Take care, everyone. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.